Guys, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. My bad, seriously, my bad. Took a little hiatus because I am getting other things in my life organized, and honestly speaking, I have a lot more success in other areas of my life than creating videos for you guys. But that doesn't mean I'm out the game yet, okay? Today, we have a hot topic that I believe most content creators get wrong. In fact, most people get this wrong, whether it's women and men, doesn't matter. So the topic at hand is, why do women, and we're talking about a good portion of women, we're not saying all, are attracted to Pookies and Ray Rays? Essentially, guys that are out in the street, hustling, selling drugs. Some of them are robbing niggas and whatnot, okay? So we know the type of guys that we're talking about. So when you think of it, you have that picture in your mind. Guys that are in and out of jail, why are they appealing to a good portion of women? And not all, again. In fact, there are some women who never touch those type of guys, right? Because they're after the successful men, they're after guys that have clout, that have a lot of things going on for themselves. But there are a good portion that we see in the hood, all right? You guys know what I'm talking about, that we see these type of women going after specific type of guys. And this is the reason: control. So, when we hear these stories that a lot of men tell on, especially content creators, that a lot of men talk about, where Pookie and Ray Rays, they're just in and out, smashing all these girls, and that they have all this swag and charisma, and this is why women gravitate to those type of guys. Can that be true? Yeah, it can. A guy that has no stable income in his life could definitely have some swag. He could definitely have some type of charisma, and he might also be attractive, right? But that is not the reason why women go after those men. Typically, this is one thing that you guys have to understand about women. The same way us guys like to feel masculine and in control and dominant, so do women. Believe it or not, so do women, okay? So when a girl decides, I'm going after Pookie or Ray Ray, Pookie or Ray Ray, they don't have stability in their life. Half the time, they don't even have a place to stay. They're in and out of cribs. They're on in the street trying to make some money, hustle, doing whatever they got to do in order to get bread in their pocket half the time, okay? And we know what that includes or it entails. These women love those men because guess what? When they get together, who do you think is holding them down? They are. Women love control because it allows them to feel needed. Listen again. Women love control so that they can feel needed. We always heard this thing going on with women feel this, women feel that. It's all about their emotions, right? Yeah, it is. You think that they're gravitated to Pookie and Ray Ray because he's handsome and because he has swag? Yeah, attraction plays a role. They're not gonna go after ugly Pookie or Ray Ray unless he's the only one available that they can get. But no, they'll go after the attractive ones. But there's a lot of other attractive guys out there that are fit, handsome, have swag, have bread, have their own stability, have their own crib, their own vehicle. Some are wealthy, some are rich. Why are these women not going after those type of guys? Because they can't control them, okay? When a man is stable, a woman cannot control him, period. If you ever notice, just bear with me guys. If you ever notice, personally speaking, you start to grind, you're doing your thing, you're becoming someone. You were with a girl when you were shaky. Let's say you had a lot of issues. You didn't have your own place to stay, or you didn't have consistent income, or you were in and out of trouble with the law, or whatever was going on in your life. And you were with this one chick. This one chick was feeling you. She was always talking down at you, but she was always there. She was always there to hold you down. She would talk her crap, but she would also back you up, right? We think that's wow, that's dope, that's the ride or die. all of a sudden you started getting your life together. She started to become distant with you. Now she can't really talk down on you because you're doing good shit. All of a sudden she leaves you. A lot of you guys, this might sound familiar, okay? It is familiar with me, so it may sound familiar to you. You think that women chase after money. Not anymore. Gold diggers, yeah, but there's very few and far in between. It's rare to find an actual gold digger. Now, women can make their own money. Your money is not important anymore. A lot of women will tell you straight up, your money means nothing. I don't care if you got money like that. Now, are they gonna just purposely go after a broke guy? Some yes, some no. It depends on the girl, it depends on her mindset. Because you have to realize that there's a difference between a woman and a girl, right? When you're a girl, you're young, you're dumb, you're making mistakes, you're learning things about yourself. When you're a woman, you're mature. I'm not saying you're not learning anymore, but you already have an idea of self. You already kind of can distinguish value. You have knowledge as to how to move, but that usually comes on in later in life. You know, typically when women are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and so on, they amass some type of wisdom, like men. The only difference is we know women are on a clock, meaning that most men are not going to be chasing after old hags. That's just what it is. So when we talk about Pookie and Ray Ray, what are the qualities that they have that are great? Typically, guys that have nothing, they focus on the things that they can. Women, they're able to give women a lot of attention. A lot. When I say a lot, I mean while you're at work, working 8 to 12 hours a day, you know, let's say 5, 6, 7 days a week, Pookie and Ray Ray, they could give a woman 8 hours of their attention in a day. They could give a whole work shift of attention. Not only that, but they could fuck the girl multiple times. Excuse my French. They can have sex multiple times with a girl. Why? Because they have time, right? So we all know that women love attention. They just want attention from the ones that they are desired and that they desire in return. So when we talk about attraction, attraction is specifically whatever the girl's looking for. In her view, her perspective, her lenses, that's what's going to be attracted to her. But the behavior pattern of the type of men that she goes after, if you notice a woman's going after bum-ass niggas, it's because she likes bum-ass niggas. Because she has power over those type of guys. If you're a successful guy watching this video, she don't want you. Even if she sees you attractive, she'll ask you questions. I've literally went on dates, guys. And on the date, the girl will ask me, so what are you doing for work? And I'm like, oh, you know, I try to brush it over because I'm a firm believer that you leave a lot of things very ambiguous. So then she would start asking like follow-up questions. And I noticed that some women are so keen on understanding if you're stable or not stable, right? Because they can now distinguish if they're gonna want you as a possible candidate of someone they would date, someone that they could quote unquote take in, right? If you have your own crib, you have your own car, you got a good amount of money to your name. I'm not saying you have to be a 6-figure guy. It took me a while to get there, but your boy is one. But the point is that you don't have to be that. You can have 10, 20 grand in the bank, right? In your savings, and have your own crib and have your own car. You're stable. That's a stable man. You could be making 40, 50K a year. I mean, depending on the state, depending on where you live, you know, that's gonna have to adjust. But the point is that you could be making average salary and still doing good at life, still doing decently well, where you meet a girl and you're like, yeah, I got my own crib, I got my own car, I'm this, I'm that, you know, and that's not bad. You're not a bum ass nigga, right? But if a girl is looking for someone that fits the latter, the previous description that I gave you, a Pookie or a Ray Ray, if they're looking for that, you don't make the cut because you have too much time that you have to devote to other things in your life. You can't devote that much time to her. She can't house you in her crib, even though her crib might be a mess. Because a lot of these girls are also not doing financially well. Some of them are. OnlyFans do pay well. And I'm just kidding, but some of you girls, you already know what it is. The point is that women do love control. And when they have a guy like a Pookie or Ray Ray by their side, they can have someone that looks good, gives off good dick. Let's be real. A lot of these guys, they know how to fuck because that's what they do. You know, they're out in the street doing their thing, trying to pick up multiple girls. And guess what? If they fit the parameter of what the girl is looking for, they're gonna get a lot of hits because they're wasting a lot of time in that lifestyle. Meanwhile, they don't have a stable place to live. They're hopping from girl to girl to girl, crib to crib to crib. You guys know, I'm pretty sure you know personally some of your own versions of Pookie and Ray Rays where they have a very unstable life. Are these guys exciting? Yeah, they have exciting factors. They don't even know what's gonna go on in their life. So shit, how would you? How would you know? So yes, those are exciting qualities. Unpredictability, spontaneous. I mean, because they have to be that way. There is no other way because they don't have stability. When you have stability, you have a sense of predictability. You have a sense of not necessarily hitting that spontaneous level. Not saying you can't be, but you yourself would have to shake things up. Your lifestyle itself won't allow it. You got what I'm saying? Pookie and Ray Ray's lifestyle is always going to be spontaneous. It's always going to be very hard to read because they can't read themselves. So how can another woman or another person do so? We got to make sense, guys. That's why when I see other content creators talking about this topic, making it seem like Pookie and Ray Rays and the Chads, which by the way, the Chads are usually guys with money. Chads are not necessarily the same as Pookie and Ray Ray. Some Chads may not have money, but most Chads, they come from a more stable family background. You know, some Chads, typically Chad is a white guy. So let's just be upfront and frank with this video. So Chad probably got some bread and has some stability. The only difference is that Chad is, since he's a good looking guy, he's a dick. Most good looking people are dicks. That's another thing that I just want to mention real quickly in this video. When you can, as a man, when you can get girls, you're not necessarily going to be a nice guy. There's no need to be nice. When you lack qualities, that's when you're nice. That's why it's a turn off for most women when you're nice to them. Because they know that, oh, you're nice because you have to be nice. You're Chad and all these other guys, they don't have to be nice. Because women want them regardless if they're nice or not. You got what I'm saying? So again, we got to make things make sense. But guys, the whole point of this video is just to let you know that the reason why women like those type of men, again, men that are unstable, men that are in and out of jail, men that have this persona of, you know, whatever it can be, like fuck bitches, get money, whatever that is for them. They like that because these men, they are dependent on women. Usually their own boys won't help them. Let's be honest. The people who help men like that are women. And the reason why women do it is so that they can have control. Control is very important for women. And that leads them to feeling needed. That's the whole point of this video. Control equals the feeling of being needed. If a woman doesn't have control over you, she won't feel like she's needed, meaning she'll eventually exit if you're already dating someone like that. That's why if you notice, because I've been there before, there have been women that I broke it off with, that we broke off, we're no longer seeing each other, and they go for a guy that you're like, the fuck? You went after that kind of guy? I mean, shit, I got this, that, and the next going for me. That nigga's struggling. And you're like, why the hell would she go for a guy like that over me? Why? Because that guy's struggling. He needs her. You don't. So she left. Simple. So I hope you guys got what you were looking for in this video. Things sometimes are more simplified. I will try to do that on this channel because I do realize that a lot of content creators, they're doing a lot of this and a lot of like fun phrases as an alpha male, saying that Pookie and Ray Ray are alpha males. I've seen channels say it. They're not alpha. They're beta. If we're gonna go based on those terminologies. If you need to rely on a woman, you're beta. Period. There is really not much to add on to that. So, like I said, you know, you guys can come over here for some reliable content. I can help you actually get women because I'm good at it myself. Being stable doesn't mean that you're not attractive. And it doesn't mean that you can make a woman feel like you need her. Because I do that very well. But I will say there is some manipulation in what I do, and I'll teach you guys it, because it's not that hard to manipulate a woman when most women operate on feelings. Ding, ding, ding. Anyways, thank you for watching. As always, this channel is all about you. Catch you guys on the next video.